We're back. At long last. It only took a year. We are finally going to do peak internet content.
As we all know, that's just tier lists.
I'm joined once again by Squirrel and Martel. And thank you all for waiting patiently as we got small people to fall asleep.
Technical difficulties, I believe we call them.
Something like that.
We'll call that a human resources problem. How about that?
We had unruly operators that needed to go to the dormitory.
You know, that problem is actually more common than you might think.
Yeah, I noticed the whatever the latest base update was, the like rest cycle op button isn't working for me the way it used to. I think because they added the activity rooms now.
Could be that you just have accidentally locked some of your slots.
Ooh.
It's a little bit. I'll be honest, I haven't quite figured it all out either, but that's okay. They made the base bigger. I finally used construction resources for the first time in 4 years.
Yep. They also made it so that it used to be originally when you hit the rest cycle button, every full morale operator would automatically get removed from the dorms. They don't do that anymore. They just replace it if there's a lower morale operator.
That might be part of it. Alright. Well, as you can see here, we have our tier list running from S rank all the way down to furry containment.
Appropriate.
Very nice.
Along with another category that will probably see some use, which I've titled 3 stars I'm tired of pulling.
I imagine there's a number that you already have in mind for that category, right?
There are a few. That's both it's both a problem of design, and then sometimes it's also a problem of their dialogue upon recruitment is way too long, and there's no way to just skip it. Which compounds my dislike for them, even if they're a decent in-game character. We'll get to that. I believe you two wanted me to blind react to something new.
Yes.
Martel's idea, but let's see what he's got for us.
You haven't played any of the Full Metal Sea Shanty event yet.
I have not. I'm still
Exodus.
Somewhere in the middle of Pasta Wolves Part 1.
Oh, yes. So, naturally, Giovanna will go straight to S tier, right?
Of course. I almost actually, you know what? Let's just make it official because we know what's going to happen anyway.
I'll bet that you almost thought that there was no character called Giovanna.
There we go.
There we go.
I like it.
Yes, we all know that's going to happen.
So that joke lasted for over a year. Who is actually Giovanna, really?
Okay.
Well, that's the other thing. She shows up with a different name, too.
I know, right?
And then out of nowhere, it's just like, boom, here's Giovanna.
Did you kind of like make a face? I know you made a face when you saw that.
I'm sure I made some kind of face.
Thomas Farina posting Catapult's entire recruiting dialogue. Yes.
Yeah, wait, where is she? Where is she? She's going right. We're
moving
one
her
of the
right
first
in there.
one. Yeah. Where
Just a few rows down. They put the 3 stars kind of like partway down.
Honestly, don't like her design either.
that's the other thing.
Like, the proportions are all off.
The face looks.
Her face is definitely a bit odd.
It's
I'm just
it's
honestly,
not
the
natural.
body just looks. The body and the arm, the limbs just look too elongated.
Oh, here
It's
it
not
is.
quite as linked here, but it's,
No, wait. Am I mixing up vanilla with somebody else?
You're thinking of Catapult.
I'm thinking of catapult. Wait,
The horse one.
hang on. I'm losing my mind now.
Oh, please, you never had a mind to lose.
I'm losing the one that I borrowed. That's why it's important I get it back.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
I sympathize. Remember, chat, when you borrow someone's brain cells, you gotta return them.
Preferably in better condition than you found them.
Oh, what's a little wear and tear?
Okay. No, this is catapult. Yes.
Okay, if you borrow my car and then return it with that line, I am going to punch you.
Okay, so we have our first sorting here.
There we go.
Okay, I will post the new operator first photo.
Oh yes.
All right.
We got to do a
let's
little
see
bit of
here.
design analysis,
Of course.
Because I am.
Okay. And then
It's bad that I first saw this character and was like, I want to see Millie Blind react to this.
What happened to ye old open image in browser?
I think copy link, and then you have to paste the link.
Copy link.
Or if you click on it in the top right.
Or can I
with a
just
bunch of
actually
options,
save these
there's
now
open browser.
normally? There
you
we
can also do
go.
that.
Alright, save image as rose salt.
Okay, yeah. But
Oh, you put the name in the list. We weren't gonna guess. That's fine. It takes too long.
Yeah.
Well, especially having
That's
played this
technical
now,
at this point.
there are just so many dumb names in this game that I would just
I think about it.
never have guessed.
Rock.
Again, pudding.
I'm gray, but spelled with 2 Y's because. And I know chat would have just been like, chat would have been like gray, 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 gray,
And gray spelled the
gray,
English way,
gray.
right?
Yep, with varying levels
Yep.
of Y's.
2 E's and 1 Y.
Call it image 3.
Yeah. Plus the name alone usually takes about 20 minutes to guess, so.
All right, here we go.
Who is this sassy lost child?
Adorable. It's a lizard. Or a salamander. Or a newt. Alright, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna...
So time for the hard-hitting questions. What do you think she does for a living?
She looks like... Well, if it weren't for all of the nautical attire, I would say she guides people into mines.
Oh, with the lantern and all that, yeah.
Like land mines or coal mines?
No,
'Cause
like coal mines. You know, like, right this way. Ye who yearn for the mines.
It's funny, 'cause
Follow
it's
me.
probably more like the former.
it's probably more like land mines.
But I see lots of anchors here, so. I'm thinking, alright, so she's got a giant lantern there. Oh no, wait, where'd the cursor go? There we go. Alright, we have lantern number 1, lantern number 2. A map pouch, an anchor,
I
More
just realized she
pouches.
has belt buckles on her headband.
She does. She also has pouches on her tail, which is neat.
I was going to point that detail out. Look, she's got knives and what looks like maybe a bottle of rum attached to the back of her tail.
Oh, and she's got cool boot flaps. All right, I'm gonna go with. Oh wait, hang on.
She saw Neural using her tail as a bag holder in her swimsuit art and decided I can do one better.
Why does she have
See, one-
buckles on her head thing? Is it to hold her? Is it so that they like strap over her ears? I think it is.
Well, she's got little pointy ones going out the side of her head.
Yeah.
Lizards
Ooh,
only
I
have
like
one.
I like the triple color thing going on with her irises.
Unless you zoom in, it's hard to tell, isn't it? But it goes from like this red to like a pink to, dare I say, rose, and then into a green.
Oh, and she's also got a teacup hanging from her belt. And
It's
a
obviously for rum.
Run.
chem light or something right there. Some shark's teeth. And the anchor. Alright. Clearly a pirate of some kind. Or some kind
That's
of
a good
sailor.
point that Crow brings up. The lantern looks kind of like a frog almost. See, it's got like a face.
Oh wow, yeah.
it does.
And it's got like a snake motif going on the inside too, which the frog's a good luck thing in Japanese culture. Because the word for kairu and the sound a frog makes is also kairu, which means to return. So that's why you'll see lots of like frog-themed luggage charms.
And this chat is why we bring him along for the streams. Like, I know it's his channel, but you know,
And totally not because it's his channel.
like it's these insights.
Oh, wait, and hang on. I see some dichotomy within the meta-narrative here. Behold, you have pink trim and blue-gray trim.
Ah,
So what would that
I didn't notice
suggest
that.
to you? Yeah. So
I don't
Perhaps a
know.
duplicitous nature.
I don't know what it means, but it's there.
well, what if I told you that? So I thought that she was a gecko at first, because remind me of those little pink geckos. That
Mhm.
Really like those.
Yeah, we have
Uh,
lots of
what if
geckos
I
that
told
crawl
you
around
she's-
the house.
Her in-game file lists her as a Phidia.
That sounds
As in-
vaguely familiar.
Ophidia,
As a what?
as in Ophidia.
Oh, a snake?
Yep.
That would explain.
funny
That
hybrid.
would explain the snake stuff here inside the frog. Man, I love the little eyes on the lantern there. That reminds me of like the it's like Akira Toriyama Chrono Trigger vibes from the lantern.
Ooh, it looks a little bit like Robo.
Alright, I'm gonna go because she's got the lantern theme going on, but she's not a miner. I'm gonna go with Navigator.
I mean, it's in the career field, kinda.
Navigator, expert treasure hunter.
You're getting closer.
I mean, does she have one more specific than pirate?
I mean, she's a pirate, yeah, but like, that can be a bit of an umbrella. You understand, right?
Hmm.
She tends to be the one that liberates people from their possessions that they don't need.
Ah. Does she have my mind in there?
Probably. Couple spare brain cells. Well, no, actually, to be fair, she's actually got a fair share of brain cells. She's not dumb. She's not a dumb kid.
No, I mean, she carries books and rum, so.
Let me I went to this event expecting to dislike her, and I ended up actually really, really enjoying her character.
Hmm.
So I think that's I don't know if that's credit to Hypergriff's writing or what, but good job, whoever.
Yeah, I can see that.
that's
She
what I say,
shows
I
up
get it
on
wrong
screen, and
sometimes.
then you're just like, "Who is this Kusogaki?"
Sometimes I like, you have your instinct, like I think I'll like this character, I think I'll dislike this character. I was completely wrong on this character, so
Yeah. Shall we go to the E2 before we before we tell you about the personality?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen the E2.
Let's see the E2.
They actually show you the E2 in the character preview.
I didn't look.
I was curious about the skills. Also, there's some Spanish on this. I can't read it. I mean, I can read it. I just don't know what it says.
Ooh. Tesoros a la vista. Y todas son mías. It's all Greek to me.
Like, and all of it's mine.
Son mías. A la vista. See you,
She's saying
see you
goodbye
later.
to Tesoros, whatever that is.
Cursive is hard, Chet.
Hang on. Was she run by what's his name? You don't see it until you're in the E2 art, but look. Not a complete set of pants.
No, it's not Alchemaniac. I think that's just because it's a hot environment.
Oh, the
Actually,
duality.
this is a really cool. It's like she's on a notebook.
The duality of the ruffles extends even to the individual sleeves by the look of it.
Yeah.
Red, black, red, black, red, black. I like the little like fantail ending of her ponytail.
It looks like the flowers, right?
Oh yeah, and there's the old Ophidian itself.
Snack.
There's the snack.
No step.
There's a paper clip. Clippy's here. Clippy is an official Arknights character.
Oh no.
And
Doctor, would you like help with this document?
Yep. Okay. It's a venomous snake. That makes sense. I was wondering.
Oh, did she cast poison effect?
No, quite the opposite, actually.
Ironically, she's a medic.
Oh.
Well,
I can see
actually,
that with the lantern. It's like a
And I can
very
tell-
medic sort of weapon.
Aromatherapy, maybe. I don't know.
I can tell you why she's a medic.
Do tell.
Well, you know how when there's a really bad accident, the medics usually have to like cut the pants off of whoever they're treating.
Oh yeah.
Perfect opportunity to rifle through their pockets.
Don't mind me. We're just getting you trauma naked here, and I'll just be holding on to all of this.
I swear that my wallet had $100 in it when I got into that accident. Yeah,
What do you mean your
completely
wallet
empty
only
when
had
we found it.
$80?
Calm down,
Oh,
calm
you
down.
only had 60. That $40 was totally there.
I'm just gonna take this. Don't you worry. Here, have the forbidden lollipop, and just relax.
Oh.
She's just the medic that charges up front, okay? She's honest.
She charges up front and on the back end and helps herself during the middle. Her first appearance in game is looting a dead Thorns.
Spoiler, he's not actually dead, but, you know.
Also, the forbidden lollipop is not the silver bullet. Those are different.
Oh, okay.
Turns out
Is it
that
more?
close. It's fentanyl.
Yeah, she would do that.
Yeah, when it's legitimately administered by a medic, it comes in lollipop form, and you're supposed to tape it to their finger so that.
By the way, she doesn't have any actual medical training. She just looted all of Thorns' medical supplies and is throwing them at people.
Oh no!
Oh, is that actually real?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Wait, does that mean that her license is stolen too?
I will
Yes.
undoubtedly.
I'm not a doctor, but I stole from one once.
So, now that we've got all of that, if you had to guess personality and backstory,
I mean, kind of.
I'm guessing pirate street urchin type that successfully
Yeah.
worked her way onto this crew.
pirate street urchin whose incredible avarice is the result of being rich girl / nobility, possibly, who wound up getting thrown out on the street after her family lost everything.
So it's like, I need to take back what's mine.
And devil take the hindmost.
This whole event was kind of Pirates of the Caribbean in a lot of ways. I quite enjoyed it.
I'll have to give it a try.
The gimmick was actually rather enjoyable. Like, the two worst gimmicks that this game has ever had: exploding sheep and the monastery one. I hated that.
Oh, the civilians that like suicide?
Yes. I also just didn't like the story for that one because it was an incredible amount of words for a story that honestly could have been 15 sentences.
I'll suggest this for some future time. We can do, like, dare I say, writing analysis. I don't know if that's in our wheelhouse, but, we can at least yap about it.
Oh, I
there's
have a
much
degree
to say.
that says it's in my wheelhouse.
Oh, perfect. Then we're totally gonna do it someday, chat. Just we gotta get to this tier list, don't we?
Yes. Okay.
I actually
I
just
got
put
you
the tier
to
list in the
define
background. I tricked you all. This is just more design analysis.
How could you, Biliardo?
All right. Well, hang on. We got to put her on the tier list somewhere.
Yes. So design
she's gonna be almost at the bottom.
What?
It's in release order. I'm sorry, not talking about the bottom of the tier list. I'm talking about the
Oh, okay.
the characters in the roster.
Oh,
She's at
gotcha.
the bottom
I was
because-
just gonna shrink the image and put it over it in OPS, but I guess we can
on a
actually go find her.
level, this one was actually one of my favorites because, one, the flowy shirt. That's actually a good look. 2, again, I thought she was a gecko at first, and I have a soft spot for geckos. Reptiles in general, but
Well, and actually, I like this. I think I like the E2 art slightly more because it hides all of this stuff here. I mean, like, this is a good design overall, but, like, there's a lot of busyness here, and then when you get to the E2 art where you got to make her more dynamic, they cleverly were just like, yeah, that's just going to be on the other side of the character, so we can just focus on, like, legs, tail, billowing jacket, the lantern as, like, her one accessory, and all
kind
that
of
other
a
nonsense.
half
Yeah.
It
raincoat
suits the
act.
purpose very well. Because like if you put her in E2, also remember change the portrait in game. So like when you're on the, so if she's like you've got like your operators in the bottom right corner of the screen to deploy.
Yep.
Now you get this one, which is a little more actiony. Woohoo!
There are actually a number of E2 arts that I like more than the E1 that I don't use just because it changes the portrait so much I can't tell what character it's supposed to be.
Okay, well, pick a spot for her, I guess, on the tier list.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, right. So this is... I have to actually go into the browser for that. All right. She's going to be near the bottom where I'm supposed to not look at other characters.
Don't look too hard. I'm
Don't
just
look
gonna say
too
don't
hard,
look too
okay.
hard. She's near the bottom, though.
Salt. There we
It'll
go.
be like bottom row.
Okay. Let's see here.
There are a lot of characters here.
There
There's a lot
are.
of- there's
Here,
like
hang on. I'm
almost
just
400
gonna drop her
characters in
there
this
for a minute while I think. All right. Let's see. I really like her hairstyle too. So we'll say I'm trying to avoid doing the IGN thing here, where I'm like everyone's a 7.5.
But a lot of them are, is the thing.
But that's They can all be above average. There's average and then there's Arknights average.
Yes.
Which I will say I think is pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you threw a bunch of other characters in the mix here, like... let's see, I'm gonna go... the hair looks really cool, so... We'll put her in our first A tier.
Yeah.
All right, it's been 40 minutes and we've sorted 2 characters.
We're on a roll by our usual standards.
Guys, we are so back.
Alright, okay.
All right. Let's get to it.
Gotcha, alright, let's see. Hoshiguma, we do know this character.
Should we all give our opinions and then come to a
I
consent?
mean, yeah, and we'll let Miliardo pick for himself, I guess.
Yeah, I almost want here. I'm gonna have my phone too, so I can see the whole character art for some of these.
So I guess as we're starting here, I realize we're a bit late for this. Is this kind of like general vibes and opinion of a character? Is this more strictly about their design? Does it have more to do with like maybe you're including some of the actual characterization, which is the writer's job? Is it part of the gameplay? Like how are you kind of ranking these?
Yes.
Okay.
We should probably define that before we start, so not everyone's totally confused.
I'd say I mostly have to go off vibes because there's some of these characters that I've analyzed their design, but I haven't played them in the game. There's some that I've met in the game, so I know more of their story, but not others. So I think we're mostly going off of vibes / design here. Which, actually, in Hoshiguma's case, like, I like most of the design except for, like, her head, which is the one thing I'm looking at right now.
Yeah. She's got some of that early art jank with her proportions, but yeah.
Yeah, like, the
in her case, that might be justified because she's an Oni.
Yeah, like, the costume is really cool, but the way the, like, horn just kind of, like, melds with the flesh of her head is slightly unnerving.
This is why everybody's afraid of her.
Or Oni.
Yeah, I don't know about skins. That's an interesting one, because, like, that starts to get into, like... When an artist does a skin for a character in this game, you're basically getting, like, a kind of a second attempt at designing them.
Right.
Where it's, like, you're not totally throwing everything out, but you can, like, put them in a swimsuit, right?
I think we should confine ourselves to the base skins.
So I think, yeah, for this... Because there's definitely some characters, funnily enough, Catapult's a great example of this, where she does have a skin, and it looks, art-wise, so much better than her base one. It was also done, like, 4 years later, so...
Yeah, so, like, flipping through some of the other Hoshiguma art, like, I also think it's just the angle they chose to draw her at, because some of the art where you, like, see her face from more of a front view or a three-quarters view, then, like, the asymmetry from the horn doesn't look so bad. But in the original art, it's a little off-putting.
So this might be a controversial statement in here.
Oh, boy.
I know, heaven forfend that we make a controversial statement in this.
How dare you? How dare you, sir? Go ahead.
So, totally against
We
everyone's
never
opinion.
controvert.
I do not care for any of Hoshiguma's art. I quite like her as a character. I just don't like any of the skins.
I could see that.
Hmm.
I mean, I would not be mortally offended by this.
Yeah, like I quite like the character. I just have not seen a single skin that I actually liked.
Okay, chat. We can like people that we don't think look very good, right?
Controversial statement, apparently.
And there's the controversial statement of the stream right there. What do you got? What does chat think? Can we do that? Can we like people that we don't think look very good?
I think,
Yes, I guess. Okay, that's good enough.
you know what, I think this is a good example of a B tier design.
More generous than I would be.
I feel like
I just feel like there's, especially with the base art, there's not a lot there.
it reminds me of some older Final Fantasy art too.
You could plop her into like Final Fantasy IX, and she would fit exactly in.
Actually, you know what? She might be a good example of like average.
You
Then
know.
there's nothing like crazy going on. There's nothing super bad with her. Like her design's not bad. It's just kind of it's passable.
I have never actually played a single Final Fantasy game.
Well, that's too bad.
Son and
Anyways, next character.
All right.
Because we don't have that much time.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to do characters that we know. All right, Scotty.
Yes, half pants.
Yeah, she's got half of Granny's pair of pants.
I guess I should have specified Scotty Arknights. That's right. The pants are kind of silly, but the hat is really, really cool.
It's a very nice hat.
As is the cape. Well, that's before you even get into Scotty the Corrupting Heart.
We're just doing base skins
Okay, just the base skin then.
because the alts are yeah.
Yeah.
They're
All
their own
right.
animal.
Let's see.
If we do that, then I'm going to have to do Lapland La Decadenza, which we would have to make a new tier above Wolf Girls for that.
Called Lapland the Decadenza.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here.
Thoughts on Fish Lady?
Let's go. She might get bumped up to A later. We're gonna make her standard for B for now.
So that's like, you're going to call that the above
Reason.
average tier, but maybe not like, whoa, the best ever.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think I know this character, but
Which
What
one?
you got? Is that,
hang on. Let's go. Here we go.
would you please share with the chat?
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Blaze.
We're skipping ahead. We're skipping
Yeah.
ahead.
I was
You know what? I
talking
think
about this
that's
character,
fair.
but I can't
Go with the ones
remember.
you know.
Yeah.
Go with the ones you know.
Yup. All right. Yes. Blaze gets honorary Wolf Girl status.
Reasons?
Uh,
A quick
she's
justification.
hot.
Basically. And she has a chainsaw.
Okay.
And she was the first character that we ever analyzed. So first girl wins, I guess.
It's true.
Was she?
She was.
Actually, yes.
It's
I
been so
accidentally
long.
put the characters in alphabetical order because I'm an idiot.
So we started with Blake.
Man, I'm
I'm gonna
glad
be
you
honest.
never told me that, or I would have been able to guess the name so much easier.
I only realized that after the first stream. I'm like, I'm not going to say this until, like, way afterwards.
You spent so long talking about Fire Emblem characters. That's all I
We
remember.
did. We
from that
like
stream.
ripped on Fire Emblem for 2 hours straight, but that's in the past, chat. Go watch the first stream, like from a year ago.
I
It's
would
great
say
material for when you're driving your car and it's like second screen material. We're second monitor material, guys.
we've improved significantly, but we haven't.
I think we have. Anyways, sorry. Next character.
Gotcha. Ooh, Chen.
Yes.
I don't
What do we
care
think
much
of
for
our
her
girl?
personality, but she looks real cool.
Chen Kucha.
Chen.
All right, and let's see. Just going off of base skin. Let's
Is
see.
she-
The base
she grows
skins? Yeah, the base skin's pretty generic, but
Like
she
most.
has a cool like head face design with the dragon horns going on. And then once you get into like E2 art and stuff, it looks real cool.
Blue Sword Woman.
She's also one of the few ones that I've actually seen merch of in the wild.
She's Hypergriff's most. We want this character to be popular characters, and
But they gave her the wrong personality for it.
She-
I'll just put it this way:
She grows on you.
she's their. Yes, I think she's also their greatest writing failure of trying to get you to like a character and just failing at it. But that's just me. That's for the writing thing. We're not going to talk about that right now. I have
Alright.
my thoughts.
All right, just going off of her base skin, she's going to join the ranks of average for Arknights, which is like above average in the grand scheme of art.
Quick note.
You know, it's kind of funny putting them next to each other too, because Chen's Hoshi's boss.
Coworker.
That's right.
So something that I appreciate about Arknights design in general, and unfortunately there's no way to say this without being weird.
Shoot.
Realistic breast sizes.
It's
Okay,
true, though.
yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
No,
This-
like,
it's not-
especially if you look at like what's the ship, the really slutty ship girl game, Azure Lane.
I know this one. Azure, yeah, that's it.
Or other gachas, like the boobs are just stupidly proportioned.
They're crutch.
Once the average reads like head size, then it's like a little too much, you know?
Yeah. Whereas Arknights manages to draw them and actually incorporate them into the design without making them the entire design.
Well, and Arknights also definitely varies up like the body types across like all of the characters. Like if you put the characters in silhouette, like, you know, costuming and accoutrements aside, like they don't all look identical. Like it's just like, hey, we have like 3 different body types that we just copy paste and draw different costumes on.
Yeah, like most designs for most games, it's like you've either got boobs that start at volleyball size and work their way up, or there is absolutely nothing there at all. Arknights has a range, and it's
I will
realistic range.
a point that I think I made on one of the streams, you know, eons ago, is that because the way that this game works, it's chibi sprites, right? And they're 2D, and the art's 2D. Therefore, when an artist is making designs for Arknights, this is different from other 3D gachas or 3D games in general. I don't want to just necessarily just narrow out gachas here, although that is kind of this style. They make the character because they know that it's going to be rendered primarily in a 2D chibi format, and there's going to be, you know, it's on a phone. You're on a map. There's other characters there. You need to be able to pick them out from each other, and this strikingly contrasts with some of the big 3D games. I'm not going to specifically pick on Genshin, but they're just a good example of this, because these characters, they'll make the art for them, but they know that's going to be a 3D model, right? So your design actually has to suit the format that you're working with. Otherwise, you're going to have problems.
So you're saying
they have to make their characters, like, this is why so many characters in that game have like kind of like a bodysuit with some stuff stapled on, because the animators have to be able to like go and make that character in the game.
Whereas a
if you're
chibi
looking
sprite de-emphasizes like body shape.
It's not so much
head
about
and weapons.
Like, you could put a lot of details in there, and because somebody's just doing this in 2D, the man hours, whatever the phrase is, that it takes to put a character into Arknights is like a fraction of what it takes to make a new character for a like high graphics 3D, you know, edge of the technology kind of thing, you know.
So you're saying we'll have to compare it with Enfield when it comes out and see.
Well, well, yes. Funnily enough, I was actually going to bring up that tangent. Is like, we'll see what they do, because, you know, as spoilers, they're making an Arknights Enfield. It's 3D. We're going to see what they do, because they are now going to step into this realm where they're constrained by the medium that they're presenting the characters in. So keep that in mind. Just keep that in the back of your head when you're looking at this stuff. Character designs matter in the sense of like, what are they being designed for? There's my intellectual. There's my intellect. That all of my brain cells were burnt making that point. So I hope you're happy.
Recycle Me says Arknights has a lot of exposed thighs in their art. Not gonna lie, and thighs are great.
Men of culture appreciate these things.
Honestly, it's like
No lies detected.
It's like in Firefly when the pilot is talking about why he went after his wife. It was the legs that did it for me. Definitely the legs. And the part where the legs met the hips, and the hips themselves, and also the part where the hips go into the torso. It just starts listing.
He just keeps going on.
Just lists every single body part.
So there's their chat. Watch Firefly. It's good.
And
okay. So Blaze goes into honorary Wolf Girl territory.
Followed by Bagpipe.
Oh
yes.
Bagpipe.
Scotland forever.
Frederick, no. I think she might be one of the only 6 stars that I haven't pulled yet of like all the ones we've analyzed that I was like, I like this character.
Oh, she's great. Every scene she shows up in the story is better because she's there.
I'm an operator now.
There's
Doesn't have to do paperwork.
There's actually a funny story about her her gun lance main weapon and why she has it.
You tell.
She was turning it in at the armory when she got ambushed by enemies, and she just never found the time to turn it in after that.
The armory custodian had already signed it off as if it were turned in. What? Yep. Nope. Weapons card already got shredded. Where'd she go?
Precious. Very good.
Yep. Just.
That's a bagpipes honorary wolf goal. That's high praise coming from Beer Boy here.
It's the
I think he
plaid.
likes your chat. It's the plaid. It's the plaid.
It might be the plaid.
Who's next?
It's also the dragon horns. They look cool.
I do like them.
And the Scottishness. All right.
Look, she's a Scottish redhead wyvern girl.
It's checking off all of Martel's boxes.
Yes. But, like, I would have a separate tier called Dragon Girls if this was my list.
You know, it's funny. You can remember make your own list in the background. We'll compare at the end.
Oh yeah, you can make your own categories for your scaly household.
Okay,
I think I see a character that we all recognize coming up next.
Phantom, of course. Phantom has a sweet design. I love his cape. Phantom.
Capes are an automatic D tier.
I'd say this cape elevates him to A tier.
I said automatic. Like the lowest a cape can be is B tier.
And then
This is how
you
do a character.
You throw in the Phantom of the Opera vibes, and that easily bumps the character up to A tier.
And he's complete schizophrenic. I love it.
Once you start playing IS2, by the way, I quite love this. The name of the boss battle stages are all Phantom of the Opera song title.
Ooh.
Turns out Hypergriff can read. And I expect you do too.
I think that the base one is All I Ask of You.
Nice.
Alrighty.
All right. Okay. Good old W.
The
Girl,
the cockroach herself.
Now I need a male Scottish hop wearing a kilt with an incomprehensible accent. Yes.
We do. We do need the Highlanders.
So we need Bagpipe's brother or Bagpipe's crazy uncle.
Or bigger than he is.
We need somebody in the Black Watch, you know?
A Scot with a kilt and incomprehensible accent and a claymore. Preferably both types.
So
where's
if we just port Rackety Tam into Arknights.
Yes.
Dude.
And we would get a squirrel that way.
Dude, squirrels! Let's go!
What a great
I
book.
love myself.
I owe that one a reread sometime. Okay, so original W.
With her, like, 6 different character variation designs before we actually got her as a character.
I would like to point out every iteration of W so far has had less clothing than the one before.
Is she perchance one of the artist's favorite OCs?
Oh, she's the developer's favorite. She's like on the top 3.
But she looks so much cooler with the giant cape on.
In fairness, the pyromania is very attractive point.
Mm-hmm.
I like her. I'll say that. I like her.
That's it. Doctor, you just went from number 3 to number 2 on my list.
There's number what, Cal?
World.
Okay, what's your vibe? ABC? I don't think she's Wolf Girl tier.
No.
If I had to guess.
I'm thinking A or B. I don't know, they to the point of the chibis being mostly head, like they do a really good job of giving these characters unique and interesting like faces, hairstyles, and antenna.
Yeah.
We're gonna, if A tier starts getting like clogged up, we either just need to admit they're really good artists, or start being more discriminating. But I'll put her in A tier for now.
Mm.
We need
Okay,
to
who's
change
next?
standards to get more of them in the middle of the bell curve instead of admitting that they're just a
That
lot
they're all
above
just
average.
good. Yep, nope. They all need to do 23 pull-ups now. All right, I know this character. I can't remember her name. The one wearing the pit vipers right here.
Oh,
I think I have this
Snack lady.
character.
Eunectus,
Polar on screen.
if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Right here.
Oh, you next.
Oh, Zumama, that's her name. That's it.
Love that snake girl.
No, it is
Snack.
Eunectus, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the type of boa constrictor.
Well, design-wise, I actually find her kind of but personality-wise, she's from the moron brigade that is Gavial's area, and every single one of those idiots is great.
Oh yeah, no, she looks like she immigrated from a different gacha game.
She does.
Frankly, not enough clothing.
I'm not gonna say like in a bad way, but she does look like she comes from somewhere very far away. Let's put it
That
that way.
rain jacket is not going to work. I don't know. I'm a sucker for the giant goggles, though.
The goggles are nice.
I find it hard to rank her. If I were just gonna be like, at least myself, like super just in the design, I'm gonna put her a bit lower. But the problem is I like her as a character and the way that she works the game. She has a Gundam.
Ooh.
It's
Yes.
like, so that's what makes this one a little bit hard, Chad. It's like
she has decided to single-handedly drag a bunch of primitive rainforest dwellers into the Industrial Revolution.
Is she making Ewok terrorists?
Well, not terrorists, but
remember, everyone down there is an idiot. They're like, it's like himbo land. So
yes, they are actually just, including her, by the way.
like, she's the smartest idiot you've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
And her whole thing is, I saw a giant robot once, and now I am obsessed with making them.
All right, let's see.
Just not a fan of her design.
I
Any of them. Like Hoshiguma. I just don't care for the
don't
design.
know. Well, I definitely like her better than Hoshiguma. I think I'm gonna put her in B for now. I don't know though. I really like the goggles. Like I love this portrait art. Like just based off the portrait, I might bump her up to A, but I don't know. I just think that the giant reflective glasses look really cool. And the elf ears.
The portrait is fantastic. It's everything else I don't care for. Like, honestly, could I just crop the entire rest of the image and just get the portrait?
So thick or thin tails?
Thin.
Thick.
Oh boy.
Anyways, let's
You'll
leave that
understand
aside.
you'll understand once you
character.
pay the Great Chief returns.
Next character.
All right, let's see here. Let's see. Is that Suzarin?
Lisa? Yeah.
Oh, Lisa?
That's Suzarin, right? I guess if I have to ask, maybe it's not.
The Nine
but-
Tails?
Yeah, that's her actual given name is Lisa. It's kind of hard to mistake her for somebody else. Let's put it that way.
Everyone loves Lisa.
She looks like a Toho character.
They don't have a choice in that.
She's our premier
Everyone
child
loves her.
soldier. Remember, Rhodes is the good guys.
You will love Lisa. That's not a promise and it's not a threat. It's a simple statement of fact.
Aw.
Chat, if you post the emote, I'm banning you.
What emote?
You know the one. Not you, but like they do.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on, so just tell me who I need to ban.
I'll do it. I'll do it. My guns are ready, chat. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right.
Okay.
She's adorable, and I like how they worked the tactical vest into the costume. Is a tactical corset. Big fluffy ears, fluffy tail.
The reason she's one of our child soldiers is she's just too powerful to not have as a child soldier.
Yeah, like
And technically we're babysitting her because her mom, well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Suzumami is one of my.
Ingrid is not a woman to cross. Let's put it that way.
No. Like, so her daughter got infected as part of a mafia war. So she exterminated the entire rival family on general principle.
We like
Reasonable.
Ingrid around here.
Personally,
We're definitely getting Suzu dead, by the way, chat. It's going to happen. There's no doubt.
Do we know who Suzadad
he's
is?
probably gonna
We do. He's a
shrine priest.
he's a shrine
Yeah,
priest,
gotcha.
and apparently he's like super powerful and stuff. I don't know, but
So, at a guess, Suzarin got her ears from her mother, the tails from her dad, and the ability to one empathically link with people and unintentionally just, like I said, you will love Suzarin.
she's going to be scary when she grows up. Let's put it that way.
All right. Go with.
Fortunately, she either doesn't understand her own power yet, or she's just a pretty swell dude in general, so she's not going to abuse it.
Yeah, Suzu dad in NPC jail. Probably true. Probably true.
Well, and also, it's from Japan, so we're probably never... Much like how we're probably not going back to China for quite a while.
We'll see what they do.
All right. Siege is next.
Siege.
Vina. My girl.
Source of one of the most out-of-pocket Millie statements to date. And there are a lot of them.
Yeah, you did do that.
I can't remember what I said.
You posted, you brought up the thing with, like, the lion.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
And I can't unsee it anymore because it's completely true.
Yep.
So what do you think? What do you think of old Siege here?
Let's see. Are we allowed to go off the art where she's like sitting on the throne with the 3 lions?
Is that one of her base
It's
skins?
fair game. It's base and E2 art. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
go for it.
Yeah, because the base art definitely has a little bit of the early art stuff going on, but
For sure.
Yeah.
I think. All right. Who have we already put where? I think I want to set. I'm thinking A or B. What I want to avoid doing is creating a precedent where like you have to have a really fancy ornate design to wind up in A tier. Because a well-executed simple design is good too.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So we're gonna go with above average for now. Look, a bell curve is starting to form
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
around
Very
the above average.
And the only reason we don't have more on the right is we haven't gone as many 3 stars yet.
That's true.
We'll get there.
All right,
They
here
put all the
is
stars above.
Blemishine.
Maria.
Oh, you know Maria.
Maria Neural, who, weirdly enough, doesn't really feature in the event that has her name.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
She's there. I don't. She's there.
Well,
Alright.
she's there, but
I thought about having a separate thing for Hans girls, but
you would.
You just like the
or
armor,
just
don't you?
straight up. Her armor is pretty sweet.
It is a sweet suit of armor.
Prepare for more. Prepare for more Guardian. It's gonna be rough, buddy.
This is so cruel to.
Like just the wingaling motif that they've got on there. Posing's
her E2.
good. The winky
Like,
face.
It's a very sleek suit of armor.
Ooh,
which is
that
nice.
is some sweet E2 art.
So W Maria, W neural family.
Oh no,
There's one.
there's smug anime girl art of her.
Even though Maria mostly takes L's, but we're not gonna go over that right now.
Yeah, the Catastorborn skin is awesome.
Dude, this armor might be cool enough to bump her into the honorary wolf girl status.
Actually,
It's very cool.
I
armor.
like. So, I think we mentioned this, but the neural family are Pegasi, and I like that they incorporated the wing motifs into the shoulder and the hip plates.
Hmm. Oh, that does make more sense of that then.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
you've got different types of haunts girls, including nightmares.
There's a lot going on here. We don't want to spoil anything for you, but
There's a cool detail also that she's got pink lining on the inside. The palms of her gloves are pink.
esports haunts.
Yep. You got to get those advertiser bucks. We're not joking about that either, by the way.
Oh, I know. Okay, here we go. Mudrock.
Ooh.
Stupid name. Good design. Total Space Cadet.
Can we get a W for Mudrock in the chat?
We got the giant.
Well, they probably have talked together.
I originally thought she was a cleric, didn't I?
You did.
Yep. I think that based off of the description of, like, you made some guesses based on the name of her skills, which were somewhat erroneous, but did we ever tell you what specific type of sarcasm she is?
I think we did.
Like a gargoyle or something, right?
Yep. They've got, like, they're kind of earthbenders.
Hmm. All right, let's see here. Her suit design looks cool.
Chat has a very clear favorite here.
Her non-suit design also looks really cool. Oh,
All right, which spot is she taking here? Does she rise to the heights of honorary wolf girl?
wait, hang on. There we go. There's the real one. Ooh, it's close. I do really like her design. Because she's also got, like, the When We Rock Bill thing going on when she's not fully suited up.
Which that's going
True.
to bump her up a tier on its own.
Yep. That.
And I know that we're
We'll
not
do it.
supposed to. I know that we're only doing the base art, but
We're leaning towards just the art.
the black dress one is. I like.
She
that.
does have she has two very good skins so far.
Very
Let's go that
elegant.
way.
Ooh, that's cool looking.
Alrighty.
Also cool
Character the
looking. Oh,
next.
yeah, that bumps it up to Honorary Wolf Girl. Okay, let's see. Furry containment for you. You're still level 1. I've still never used you. All right, let's see. Oh, Ifrit.
Ah, yes.
Oh, we love it for it around here.
Resident Lizard Girl. Pyromaniac Lizard Girl.
All right.
Slash. Poor science experiment.
That being said, like, I like the... This is what... Well, actually, I haven't played with the character yet. This is one where I think I like the gameplay, and the design isn't bad, but it's just, like, not to my taste.
Fair enough.
It's fair.
So I think...
Give us some detail here.
Like from the design analysis perspective, it was a good design with like good composition and posing. But I don't know. There's not.
I can hear those brain cells rubbing together.
Give me my brain back, Salt Rose. I don't know. I guess there's nothing about
You
the
don't have to give
character
the
that's
answer now.
super.
You can think about it.
there's nothing about her that like immediately like stands out as like this is a really memorable trait of this character, like just design wise, like gameplay wise, like I mean, she's made the jump over into Helldivers 2, but yeah, I guess I'm not getting the main character energy from her.
Fair enough. So where do you think she's going to sit here? Maybe B, C?
I think she might
Remember,
go in.
Chad, C is not bad. C is like average.
I think she goes into C for me. Not doing anything wrong design wise, but also just doesn't
Doesn't pop.
really stand out. Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, let's see. Ooh, Ayafala.
Volcano girl. Sheep.
So where's the Dell going to sit? What do you think?
All right.
Good story in that event.
I remember she had really cool
Lousy gimmick.
E2 art. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she had the really cool like volcano skirt. Ooh.
It's a really neat way to integrate like the theme of the character, and it's like subtle,
Mm.
but
Motif.
once you see it, you're like, ah, nice.
Yeah, I think that definitely elevates the design. Oh, that's a cool scheme.
Some of the motifs are more subtle than others.
So I would say
The OG Premier 6-star caster.
I'll say
Where's she going?
she starts
Bill
here, but because the volcano skirt is such a well done design element, it bumps her up to A tier.
I see.
Fair.
Okay.
You know, I still haven't pulled her.
Really?
Yep.
Oh wow, that's actually really unlucky.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So after that, I think we've got everyone's a favorite of many people, perhaps.
Exu, A for apple pie.
Honorary Wolf go.
Well, for you, remember you're making your own tier list, buddy.
Yes, but okay. One, she's best friends with Texas. Two, she's an upbeat, tomboyish redhead who loves God, guns, and apple pie.
You make a strong case.
You do make a compelling argument.
This
She's
is an
friends with the
example.
wolf
I
girl.
think this is an example of a character where it's on the simpler side in terms of like the detail and the stuff, but I think it does work really well. Because when we were doing the character analysis of this particular character back in the olden days of last year, you picked up on a lot of stuff really quickly, if I recall. It communicates the character's personality well. You can. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell what she does, but she does have a gun, so it's like, okay, she shoots things. Sure. This is what we mean by like elegance and simplicity.
Yep. Like honestly, the combination of nice smile and lock of hair covering one eye with the little hand raise. Yeah.
She stands out from everybody else.
This is also one where the character personality is also doing a lot of to like characterize that sounds dumb. This is one where the more you know about the character, the better the design becomes, I think.
They meld together in a very they become more than the sum of their parts.
Yep. I would say I think the design does a good job of showing the personality.
Mm.
And you thought she was a trap at first.
No. That was most of it. That was most of it.
I'm still stored because every time you said it's a favorite of our mutual friend of ours, Millie's first response was, "Oh, is she a trap?"
I don't remember this.
I still hold a grudge about that.
I don't even know what I did, chat.
It was not
Anyways,
intentional.
Not you, Millie. And there
Oh,
aren't
he did.
even any
Okay.
traps in Arknights.
We should have just
You're
led with
probably
that.
There is not one trap in Arknights.
Wait a minute. What about I can't remember his name, but we'll get to him. He goes in 3 stars. I'm tired of pulling anyway. So.
Yeah.
Pink-haired.
Oh yeah,
and
Ansel.
necrotic guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
I
not a
forgot about
trap. Just slightly androgynous.
Yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. Cliffy's... Wait, this is Cliffy's older brother, right?
Yeah.
Silver Ash.
Yeah.
Enciotes.
The guy who does, like, he snorts lines of cocaine before his business meetings.
He had a good design.
I mean, he does come from the land of snow.
He does get... True.
It's just snow. Reminds me of home. 100% pure. This stuff is pure snow.
This is the Wolf of Wall Street anime edition.
100% pure Frosty the Snowman.
Well,
so what are you thinking for old Enciotis here?
Ooh,
snow leopards get an automatic bump.
they do. He also
Snow
has a
leopard's
cool
cool.
suit and a cool cape.
I feel like the E2 art, like the base E2, drags him down, though.
It does.
Is this the one where he's got like the more like the giant gold trim thing?
The base
No, he looks like
E2
he's
art
on,
is the one
on
where
drugs.
he looks like he has a bad meth problem and not a bad cocaine problem.
Oh, right. Yeah, this one.
Poor Silver Ash. He's one of those characters that just... his skins are better, let's put it that way.
Mm.
Yeah. He benefited greatly from improved artist experience. Also, unfortunately, someone's pointed out that the Wolf Girl tier has no Wolf Girls in it.
Okay, CJ, listen here, buddy. We're getting there.
We'll get there eventually.
We're like 2 away, so just be ready.
All right. Let's see. I like his suit. His suit is not as cool as Phantom's. His overall design is really good, though. I think he's solidly in B, maybe even A. Potentially controversial.
I think our CEO's up next, right?
B is fair.
The
The E2,
I would
the
go for B.
E2 prevents it from being A.
On the other
That's what
hand,
you
some of these skins would definitely.
Yeah, but we're mostly going with base skins for this.
All right. Hey, look, it's our CEO and daughter.
Ah,
The Donkler herself. So what do you think about Amiya?
I didn't realize how creepy she was until I switched the voice lines to English.
Oh, I know.
I wish you hadn't pointed out that her ears look like donkey ears, because it's really hard to unsee.
One of my favorite pieces of fan art is just like the donkey from Shrek wearing Amiya's jacket.
That would be one of your favorites.
She does have a really cool jacket.
She's like, when people talk about like meme about like Arknights characters, it's like, put a jacket on him. It's like, yes, I get what you mean.
Let's see. No, actually, she's really good design though. Donkey ears aside. Curse you, Squirrel. I really can't unsee it. I know that, but I can't unsee it.
Stick some plastic on them too. That's Arknights.png. Plastic jackets, and then like, I don't know, strap some packs. Like the.
I feel
night
like these
pouches.
days the plastic is mostly confined to the cyberpunk esports drawings,
Like Pinus Sylvestris.
like Flametail.
Soon I shall succumb to the lace. But even just going off her original art, which actually captures a lot of Arknights in general, since she's got this like sweater, skirt, super fancy scarf thing going on, and then just the massive Rhodes Island tactical jacket.
She is.
I mean,
the poster
Amiya is
girl.
the example of Arknight's art. Oh wow, imagine that.
She really is Jane Arknights.
And before we find out that her first name is actually Jane.
No, we're pretty sure her first name's actually Amiya. Unless somebody knows something I don't, and I feel like I probably know a lot.
Middle name is Jane then.
Well, if her middle name is Jane, I will give a hearty keck. Sasuke low light.
Amiya Jane Arknights. So, since she is the
here we go.
example of the Arknights style, I'm gonna go B.
That is fair.
Well. Looks like we're coming to
Is that a wolf girl I spy?
our first
Is
a
this a
woo.
wolf girl?
Local wolf girl goes a woo in your area.
Oh,
And she is one of my favorite of the wolf girls.
good design, good character.
I don't feel like there's a whole lot that needs to be said about this. She's just great.
The giant red winter jacket is great.
I
The single-minded devotion to being really good at hunting.
also just really like that her swimsuit art is her kind of sulking in the shade.
Hmm.
You drag me to the beach, but you can't make me enjoy it, calls it.
She's Cal's most devoted adopted daughter.
Which
And
is
she
a
gets
surprisingly
the,
large category.
She still gets the fish hunting animation with that skin.
Oh yeah. She's like
Yep.
she's like throwing knives and stuff and somebody I'm like, stop it! Someone's gonna get hurt.
Oh, okay. We got a bunch of these characters here. All right, now we got Cliffy.
We know a couple.
Ah, Cliffy.
Cliffy's also one that gets a good.
Nice
I
girl.
think we'll put her also in the category of like I think she improves a lot with her alternate skins, but you know we'll keep that as the aside.
Yeah, just going off
Yeah.
the base skin. Oh yeah, because the alternate one just makes more sense for what she does too. Like
She looks so much
But-
better in her alt skins.
put a jacket on
Well,
her.
'cause Cliffy was one of the release ones, right?
Absolutely, yep. She's
Yeah.
launch.
And a lot of those launch ones, a lot of them you can tell it was early days.
Mm.
The artist got better.
However, snow leopard, so
True.
it still elevates the design. All right, now we have
Okay.
Effie Eater.
Oh, here. Oh, okay. Sorry, I got excited. I jumped the gun.
F Eater.
So Fe is the element, the atomic symbol for iron. She's her actual code name is Iron Eater because she's a panda.
She is an interesting design.
Wait. What character? I don't think I even know this character.
Effie Eater, the Kung Fu Panda.
He's googling it while we speak. Yes, she's a 5-star pusher. She's got the giant like robo arms.
Never heard of her.
Oh,
I have
well.
no idea who this is.
Well, welcome to your first introduction to this character.
Oh, are you saying we can get a blind reaction here?
We could.
Do we have time for that?
I don't know. I don't know if we want
Just
to
go
delay it
stream
for
of
that, but-
conscious while I figure out where I'm sticking her in the rankings. So the
Okay.
giant robot fists are a design element I'm a fan of. Unfortunately, the rest of her design is just kind of it's okay.
She exists.
Yeah, frankly,
But without the
only
giant
thing
fists,
I can see, the only thing I can see to latch on to is giant fist sunglasses. That's it. Looking at the E2 art, it's even more just
She's there. She exists.
It's really
I like the E2
Yeah.
art with this panda swirling around her. That one looks cool.
yes, but again, that's the only thing to latch onto there. There's just not much there.
I don't know. The E2 art, I kind of get like your vibes with the dress plus the giant robo fists.
Oh, there's my blind react.
All right. What's our next character? I think I know who.
Wait, actually, I think I do know this other character here. This
Is there another Awu?
the one right before Province. I can't
You can
remember.
see the giant ear.
I can't remember her name, so we'll just go to Province. Province
It's
also
Mocha
goes
time, boys.
Awu. We're gonna have to do a separate tier list stream where we just rank all of the wolf girls.
Girls.
I am down for that.
We have kind of pigeonholed ourselves here.
Like, I'll give my bit. I like this character. I don't think she's quite dressed exactly correct for what she does, but I like it. Again, very much early design, like they hadn't quite figured out what they were doing yet.
Very much the fan service character.
Like why does she have the tactical panties? But anyways,
Fan service.
I like a lot of it. It works. I wouldn't say it's the best. I'd just say it's pretty good.
Possible weird statement. I like the wolf claw boots.
I do love the wolf claw boot. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's like these little bits that I think are really, really neat.
It's like frog shoes, but for wolf.
She goes up a tier for me just because of some of the details that the artist put in. Some of these small ones like that. It's simple. There's not a whole lot going on. We've literally never seen Mr. Grape. You know, but I like the crossbow a lot. I'm biased, okay? And Mofu, okay?
I like the Mofu.
The Mofu, yes. The Mofu is the largest part of the fan
Like, being a
service.
walking body pillow puts you up a tier. There's statements I didn't think I would ever say, but there you go.
That just... Never mind.
Anyhow, and I also like the DC Comics superhero vibe.
Now you mention it, actually, she would kind of fit, wouldn't she?
She basically looks like Huntress, but like better. Because Mofu.
My exposure to
interesting thought.
DC comic stuff is the original Titans show and the Batman animated series.
Actually, yeah, if you de-animize her slightly, she could be a DC character. That's a weird thought. Whoa.
Wow.
The de-animating beam.
Whoa. It's like cheeseburgers, the Americanizing beam, right?
Millie, you're
the burger
exposing
red.
Eldritch truths again.
Stop talking!
No, but she would, right?
She would. Yeah,
Yes.
no, she would.
All right, we need the Bruce Timm Province art.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting. I wonder if you can commission that. Anyways, all
Be
right,
cute.
next character.
All right. Oh, Bloop.
Bleeps.
Bloop. We love Bloop.
Everybody loves Bloop.
She's great.
What do you guys think about Bloop?
Has an unfortunate tendency to put really bright food coloring in her baking, which... puts
Okay, it's
people off,
understandable.
obviously.
She's acoustic, so it's all right.
I really like the crossbow dart gun. And the fact that her name is written on her legs. Which should have been
Still didn't
should have
get
been a
it.
clue.
In the business, we call it a clue.
I also like the details they put on the soles of her feet.
Bloop is another character I would point out as being elegance and simplicity.
Mm.
There's
I would
not
say-
too much going on. She's got a few of those little tactical, like she's got like those darts on her leg.
Yeah.
She's got like a little pouch she can reload.
Her E2 art actually significantly improves on the E1.
I would agree, because she's got
I like it,
The
yeah.
E1 has the bizarre what's going on with the shirt underneath the jacket is unclear. It's like overalls, but not quite. I guess it's a form of overalls. Whereas the E2 art, it's just like shirt, tie, no tie, shirt, suspenders, pants.
And a nice smile.
A nice smile goes a long way.
Ladies, if you're listening, one of the best assets you guys have is a...
It turns out, as an artist as well, being able to draw a nice looking face, like, does that not go a long way? I think it goes a long way.
It
Yeah.
does. And
Like-
being able to draw subtly different expressions.
It's something I'm
Also
still
works,
working
is
on.
like-
It's
She does
It's
not
difficult.
smile. Her smile is not the same as Lapland's smile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like talking with Squirrel the other day about the Pine Knights. What's her face? The tank group.
oh, Ashley.
Yeah. I call her Arby. which is my pet nickname for anyone with a bad case of resting, you know what face.
RBF, as they say. Ooh, Bloop goes to A? Nice.
I think so.
It's a
The
good design.
E2 art bumps are up to A.
Okay, who's next?
All right, we got Liskarm. She also kind of suffers from like early entry characters. So,
Did you skip a row?
no, we're on.
I think we just shot straight over Paraminix.
No, Primonix is the next. Right, Liskarm's
your
right.
list.
Liskarm's right here.
Your row is probably different from mine. I think I sorted mine. My bad.
Oh, yeah, I did not arrange mine.
All right, what about Lizzie here? What do you think about Lizzie?
I think she's kind of in the same boat with like Hoshiguma and some of the other early entries where like they're like solid character work, but they clearly got like more better and more inventive as they went along with a lot of the characters.
Just kind of default female character with horns and tail thread.
Yeah, let me put it this way.
She's default serious girl.
She, or wait, am I thinking of the same? No, this is not. Who is this? This is not Liskarm then.
Who are you?
That's Meteor.
Okay.
That's Meteorite.
Yeah, that's Meteorite.
That's not Liskarm.
Same
okay,
problem.
you threw me for a loop there.
Okay, here's all
Same
right.
problem though.
Losing points because I can't tell the characters apart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She's the one with the meteorites. And the giant crossbow paintball gun.
I'm gonna say she just goes in the exists here,
stuff.
Yeah,
because she really hasn't shown up in anything since the game's launch, and it's been like 5 years.
There are a lot of characters that I think they've forgotten about.
Well,
I'm gonna drop Liskarm
yes.
there as well.
Are you gonna put Lizzie? Aw, that's fine. I like her more as a character, but if going strictly off of the art, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then we're on to
All right,
who's next?
Praminix.
Pram Cake.
Fluffy Snow Leopard.
She almost goes into Mofu tier.
I think she might go into Mofu tier.
She's one of those ones that's also like it's
such a good design,
and the more you see about her, as far as like again, this goes to the writing side, not the character design side so much. She's a favorite of mine. She's funny to be around. Like she makes scenes that she's in better because she's there.
Yep. And
she's very fear encoded, dare I say?
So the storylines with that family and that territory are a good example of how Arknights actually has complex writing, because it's a storyline about an isolated country with a number of different political forces. Like you've got the religious side, you've got the clans, you've got the council, and they're all trying to figure out what balance to strike and how to move. Yeah.
And you have this family drama going on in the background.
And the family drama, which the family
and then
is...
it has the second best squirrel. You know who I'm talking. You know who I'm talking about, Chad.
Oh yeah, the squirrels are great.
Ratatos. We'll get to that. We'll get to that, Milliarder. Don't worry.
And of course, Dagon Breaker.
Yeah, well, Dagon Breaker's there, of course.
Praminix makes it into honorary wolf girls.
Ooh, I approve. Oh woo.
The Mofu and the fact that they're able to take an almost entirely grayscale character and make it work.
Yes.
With just
CJ,
the right amount of...
I agree, and I am
accents.
very disappointed we haven't gotten one yet.
We'll get there, CJ. I believe.
We need more squirrel characters in the game.
We don't have enough squirrels.
Because right now we've got Flametail. We've got the flying squirrel girl.
There's Flametail, there's Grey Nutty, there's Contrail, there's Shaw. Am I missing a squirrel? Chat, I'm missing a squirrel. I'm going schizophrenic here.
I don't think so. Wait, there's a fourth squirrel?
Fifth. I don't know if we're counting the berries. I think Well, that's a flying squirrel, so I guess technically yes.
Ooh, Meyer's a good one.
Oh, dude, Mayo?
Yeah.
Auto Girl.
We like Mayo.
Auto Girl's get an automatic bump.
Wait, is that what she is?
She's an otter.
Oh.
She's from Letra Workshop.
Lucha Workshop, yeah.
Oh, yep, that'll do it.
I love it. It's like
So that's what happened to Holt Lutra.
is like this is a character I think just they integrated the animal aesthetic perfectly.
Roboters.
Like it's not roboters. It's that only works in English, by the way. But it's not in your face. Like if you looked at her, you might not tell she's like
I was today years
animal
old
girl
when I learned she was an otter.
The tail gives it away. If
the tail, you would notice she has a tail. Like if you just looked at her, you'd be like, wait, why does she have a tail?
Slightly thicker and shorter tail.
You know, this is how you subtly integrate the animal aesthetic. Like look at Beeps as a nice comparison.
Mm-hmm.
She has that. Once you know it's there, the poison dart frog thing is like super obvious, but it's not in your face.
Mm.
So that's why I think there's
because this explains why she's got because I like how they did this here, where like she's got the slick bodysuit on since she's an otter, and then they gave her like the cool lab coat in another color that adds some volume to the character, and just stops like her design would not be as good without that jacket.
Jackets W jackets.
Because then it would just look like, oh, she's got a bodysuit and some robot limbs.
Yeah, she's like Doc Ock, except not evil.
Well, plus the main
Dr.
source of color
Octopus.
is the jacket. And
I'm also a
orange
fan.
jacket. Good one.
I'm also a fan of the orange and white industrial look. District 9 did that really well with all the weapons.
Would it surprise you if I told you she's affiliated with Rhine Labs?
This is my shocked face.
You're not making a face.
Exactly. I don't know if it's all the way to A tier, but it is really good.
Is this maybe like a very close border edge case?
I think
B tier
so.
is still above average.
All right.
It's above average. I'm trying to think what would elevate it to A tier, but
I feel like they've done what they needed to do with the design.
yeah, you can't really add a lot. Like, right? Not every character needs to be a 6-star operator or an A tier design.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Well,
what's her face that's auditioning for the play?
Sora.
oh yeah,
Totally
Sora.
fake name, totally fake personality. Everything about her is fake.
Also, making this prediction on air so that it's recorded somewhere, but I'm pretty sure that the mysterious gentleman that's giving her acting tips is the ghost of Salvador, Texas.
We will bring
We're
this
not
up to him in
saying
the future, chat. We're not going to say yes. We're not going to say no. We're not going to say anything. I just like him predicting stuff. He's partway through Pasta Wolves for reference. So yeah, Sora. What do you think about Sora? She's idol girl.
Once you get to the boss, just turn the music on.
Mm.
Turn the music on. Crank it.
Because some of the boss themes are absolutely great, like the Hexen Koenig one.
I'm going C tier for I don't know, generic idol look.
Which fits.
That's what she is.
Yep. Although I like the cocktail
She
lounge
sings,
singer one.
So, yeah, the flapper dress is
That has
pretty
some
good.
style.
That is a skin though.
Yes. And hence not in it. But
All right, here we go.
yeah, I was going to say it actually helps the game to have some just regular designs, because otherwise you wind up in the John Wick situation of needing to outdo yourself and reaching the point of self-parody.
Mm.
Oh, look, another
That's
wolf girl.
true.
How's Lapland Saluzo? What do you think about this
Lappy.
particular lady?
Oh, yeah, have you met her dad yet? Are you at that point
Yes,
in the event?
we have. He's terrible.
Are you starting to understand why Lappy is Lappy?
It's all starting to come together.
Worst father ever
He's going
of all time.
He's going for worst father of all time award. This guy's pretty bad. So you take a small innocent girl, make her a mafia princess, be the worst dad that existence has ever seen, and then give her heripathy, and then you start to understand why Lappy is Lappy. She is messed up.
Wolf girl with daddy issues.
Hmm.
So we know Martel's favorite, so there's no points for guessing, Chet.
He's got a whole separate tier.
I have an entire tier for Lapland specifically.
So what do you think specifically design art wise? What do you think about old Lap here?
All right, hang on. Let's pull up the full art here.
Fire off those quick thoughts.
We've got a whole
Again,
stream.
the base skins aren't actually as good as what they added on.
I do think Lappy's another example of skins get better.
Yeah, like original's not bad, but the E2 art definitely shows off her personality more.
Lap 2 is separate, CJ. We'll get to her. She's down way near the bottom of the list because she's relatively new.
Yeah. I would call Lapland's base skin serviceable.
Serviceable, yeah.
But
yeah,
it actually doesn't do it. Because remember, Millie, you guessed completely the wrong personality on the basis of the base skins.
we
the
flipped your
base
apple
skin does not capture like Lappy. Whereas the E2 art, it's like, oh, okay.
Well, even the E2 art.
It's really her first skin that I think is honest. That's the word I'll use.
Isn't her E2
nice
art?
style.
It's
wait.
the one where she's got like the "I'm gonna murder you" smell.
Is that the skin, not the E2 art?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the skin where she really just shows off the I am murdering people and I am having fun with it. Smile.
It's the original E2 art.
She is the #1 unemployed public menace.
Oh yeah, even the original E2 art. Like, she's got more of the smile, but it's not that same level of like, oh, run away. Stay far away.
You would not guess like Joker vibes from her base art or her E2 art.
Yeah.
So another one, I think there's distinctive elements. She's got that little hairpin with 2 black bits. She's got these like kind of pointy ears. She's a little raggedy looking. Looks like she's been through the washing machine without fabric softener. And
oh yeah,
she's rough around the edges.
She's also got the it's not even a tie, but she has the tie attached to the lapel of her jacket.
And then her swords are protractors, excuse me. Protractors.
Imagine dual wielding prospectors.
I'm calculating the angle of your demise.
As long as, and if the prospectors themselves are dual wielding, you can swing like 4 pickaxes at once that way.
My pick is the pick that will pierce California.
Well, this one's silver and this one gold.
No.
Yes. Well, so Lap goes to Wolf Girl tier.
Yeah.
Who's our next victim?
There's a reason why I have never taken her off the skin once I got it.
Yeah, this really captures her character.
In game, even once they came up with the skin, that was just what they used for all of her art until La Decadenza.
I think that tells you something what the developers think as well. They're like, yeah, this is her default look. It's actually her skin.
All right. Oh shoot, we're running up on our time too, but that's okay. Here we go. We can do Texas and Margaret.
I think Margaret's first.
Maggie is a good one.
Also, this is one of the ones where they just like nailed it with the early design too.
Yeah.
Like, sweet set of
I do-
armor. You get Saber
I-
vibes, but it's not just like a straight up copy of Saber.
So is it just me, or do I actually like? I think her E1 art does a better job than the E2 art in this case.
Oh, let's see if the E2.
I'd agree with that.
There are a few characters where it's just like the E1 art is just better as a cohesive package for the character.
Is this E2 art the one where she's opened up the pickaxe and has like the shields spinning around her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got the gold stuff in the background.
Yeah,
It seems to me like artist was told to try to make it look cooler.
I mean, it looks cool,
Yeah.
but I
It
like
does,
the
but-
simplicity.
yeah.
This is another one of like simple is good.
And honestly, it feels like the E2 art is less detailed, especially the face.
Yeah, I think
Just me?
that's also just because it's like sort of like a farther away perspective.
Yeah, it felt like the artist was drawing the bigger pictures, so there wasn't enough room on the face for details.
Also,
Yeah, I
She
will
clearly
forgive
has-
Margaret one sin is the heels.
yeah,
Like-
the heels look cool.
They look.
One.
Here's my perspective on that. It's like they look good. Yes, they're dumb. Okay, we all know this.
Yes, but much like showing up to the office in beachwear, it's a power statement. I can
I think
beat
part of
you
it
into
is
the ground while wearing heels.
that's actually true, but also it's like, you know,
I can fight you
you're gonna have a lot of
backwards
characters
in
where it's
heels.
like if I tried to apply the standard of it has to be like super turbo realistic to everything, most characters would fail. I think
Yeah, If
you can
do
forgive one major thing at least with any character.
that, if you
yes.
apply super detailed realistic, you'll wind up with every single person looking the exact same because they'll wear the same set of camouflage with flak and a Kevlar.
Pretty much. So for Margaret, I
Who's
think
all wearing multicam now?
the only thing we got to whine about is yes, the heels don't work as far as like being a knight goes.
But she's
Everything
a
else kind of
Casimir
works.
Knight.
So
All right, I'm gonna say that the heels actually make the design better.
all right, what do you got for us?
Fight.
Because I think the heels make the stance more dramatic.
So from an art perspective, like her
Yeah,
being in
from
heels
an
makes
art
more-
perspective, well, an aesthetic perspective in general, like this is partly why heels are popular in real life, is that they do alter your stance. And so
True.
this also makes her look, I mean, it literally makes her taller, but it also gives her a more like dramatic stance and posing than if her heels were flat on the ground. And it adds a nice little bit of visual interest to the very bottom of the art.
And if she stomps you, it's gonna hurt.
That too. Yeah, she's a haunts. She's got to have hooves.
Now, in general, and this is a point of praise for the Arknights artist, they do a very good job with anatomy.
Yeah, generally
And I don't
speaking,
mean
it's
that in a fan servicey show it off way. I mean just it's kind of fan service for
the
design,
skeletons
but
look correct. Mostly.
drawing muscles and posing and just the way the body looks when it's in a certain shape is there's a reason why the Renaissance masters are called the masters, because they actually got it.
I
Yeah,
want to see
there's
Michelangelo
nothing
sculpt
like
a neural statue.
Yeah, and again, there's a reason why the Renaissance masters did most of their work in the nude, because it shows off all of the little groups of muscles with perfect definition.
the way you phrase that. I was also thinking like, no, like they did their work in the nude.
I imagine Italy gets pretty hot in the summer, so
Well,
at least one of
I'm
them.
sure.
probably
I'm
did.
sure it was a very exciting time. I'm sure somebody did
This is Renaissance Italy. I guarantee at least one of them did it that way.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you took the heels off the character, the posing would not look as dramatic. And this, like the base neural art, is really good, just like a good solid haunch stance. To use the scientific
Haunch
expression, it's a technical term.
Mm-hmm. So, chat, I think he likes the haunts.
But we knew this already.
We did knew this. We did knew this already. There you go.
Millie with Haunts girls is like me with Dragon girls. Just yes.
+1.
Or Squirrel with, well, take a guess.
Okay, I'm not that predictable.
Yes, you are.
Shut up. No one asked.
All right.
Anyways,
let's see. Actually, before we get to Texas, let's finish with Texas because I do need to,
I wonder if
wrap up
Squirrel
soon.
Fan
But
69 is a fan of Squirrel girls.
the character
Well,
next to Texas, Croissant,
croissant.
Awesome.
Un croissant.
because she's also in Impossibles. This is the only reason I know she exists, but
I
I really like her design.
The Penguin Logistics girls feature a lot more prominently in Code of Brawl.
I think she's another example of simple is good.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree.
I think she's a minotaur or something.
Buffalo.
Cow. Yeah, probably buffalo.
Mm.
Kind of like
She's like really strong and stuff, and she's a big hammer.
Mountain Dash guy, whatever he is.
She's the non-healing equivalent of Neural.
Mm.
Is that she hits you really hard and then you die. That's how she heals people, by killing the enemy.
Establish fire superiority. Maintain fire superiority. Treat the casualty.
Also a ruthless capitalist.
A case of the best healing is actually DPS. You don't need to heal if they're dead.
True.
If you don't get shot. All right. Let's see. So she is solid B tier.
That's fair.
Like just good simple character design. Captures her personality.
Yep.
And the shield is a good touch. The shield adds visual interest, breaks up the symmetry of the character.
In a lot of cases, art is actually like cooking. You don't need 30 different ingredients for it to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it can detract from it.
Turns out she's just a good unit in the game as well. So,
All right.
Now we get to really the highlight of this entire show.
Texas.
Selenia motherfucking Texas. Let's go.
Texas is to Squirrel what Lapland is to
Shall I describe thee as a summer day? Thou art hot.
Poetry.
Absolute poetry. Yeah, no, here's best girl. Everything is perfect. There's literally nothing wrong. This is how you make a character. Like
Especially
Mafia Princess
the,
turned Amazon deliveryman. Like, this is how you do it.
I think my favorite skin for Texas is the white winter jacket one.
Winter Messenger.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
I like the Mafia crime scene one.
Oh, the outfit
My
she gets
personal
from
favorite is like
Possibles.
the red shirt and the red shirt with the jacket.
Yep.
Mm.
Like, everything about this just cooks.
It's a good one.
Like Haitu was cooking here.
Now, again,
this is elegance and simplicity, like personified. Or wolf girlified, if you would.
I actually think the E1 art also does a better job than the E2 art.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like,
'Cause
there's a
E2
reason
art-
she gets called the Ice Queen by Exu.
Yeah. Well,
It
the
just
E2
captures
art,
that character vibe.
the E2 art looks like it was going for a dynamic posing, but it winds up looking static, whereas E1 makes no pretensions to dynamics.
I'll put it this way: the E2 art looks better in 3D. I've got the figure, and it looks really cool.
Can confirm.
Actually, I like the way the E2 art has her in a very stable pose.
Like her whole personality is captured, but it's like she's just not phased by basically anything.
Like I think this was done on purpose in the E2 art. Is the fact that she's called down the sword rain and she's still just kind of standing there, like ready to go.
Again, though, that maybe it's biased because I've actually seen the figurine, but it's just because the figurine does a good job of portraying dynamicism. The art doesn't.
I don't think the
That's the
art's
thing.
trying to. I don't know. There, to me, the E2 art has like a sense of weight to it, where like you've got she has a very stable stance, and the dynamicism is really subtle, and just like the way her hair's kind of floating up in the aftermath of the dramatic wind that would accompany the sword rain. That's got that like the dynamic event has already happened and everything's settling around it. I really like the E2 art. There's
A lot of everything has to do with the facial expression too. It's kind of just like this is like pure 100% on the
Too
job.
cool for school.
mm-hmm.
Well, it's just like waiting for whatever's about to happen. No surprise. There's no like hesitation.
She's the type to have all of her really good poker face, lots of emotions, just not showing up on the face.
You just won't see them, yeah.
This is how cool I hope I look in HEMA when I'm just standing there trying to bait them into attacking me.
So you are not as cool as Texas, in which you is simply the second person pronoun.
Is anybody though?
That's what I mean. You, as in the second person pronoun, as in everyone.
Okay, about the only way you could improve this is if she was sitting on a plastic lawn chair.
Or if she had some Pocky in her mouth.
Take a guess what Squirrel's favorite Devil May Cry character is.
Okay, it's really not that hard to tell.
Launcher Man?
But
anyways,
yeah, so unlike Lapland, because my criticism of Lapland was the base art doesn't really do a good job of showing Lapland as a character, whereas the alt skin does. And we're not talking about La Decadenza, just Lappy.
1.0 lap.
The Texas base skins do a very good job of just showing Texas. But I think the Mafia crime scene one elevates it.
Mm.
Yeah, Willpower is really like her best skin by far.
And also just red dress shirt with black tie is a nice combo.
Also, we said we're not ranking on skins, but
it's Texas.
Yeah.
I
can make exceptions. I can make a lot of exceptions, believe me.
Oh man, looking at the base art though, one thing that does bug me about the base art is that basically once you get really at the legs, like once the legs depart the like shorts and the jacket, like they're weirdly like dead on looking at the audience, right? Like her torso is like kind of 3/4 view thing going on, but then look at her feet. They're just like
she's like stanced off weird. It's very much early art syndrome because like also her legs are just way too thin in her base art.
And yet,
it's like if you look at her later ones, her thighs keep getting upgrades. Well, mostly with Super Texas.
Compared to a lot of the other early art stuff, though, like the Penguin Logistics early art with Texas and Exuzii they're actually quite good, I'd say.
I'd agree. There's a simplicity to it, but it really works.
Yep.
Like she has 3 colors: white, black, and red. And
overall with the body types, it's just a good job. again, anatomy.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's nice to see artists that like use it for good rather than evil.
Well, again, Renaissance masters went for nude portrayals of their subject because that was how they could show off that incredible level of detail. Like I forget which one, but there's a sculpture of Moses done by one of the Renaissance masters where there is a certain muscle in the forearm which shows up when the pinky is bent in a certain way, and this guy just nailed it in marble.
I'm flexing
These
my
are the
pinky.
gotcha
I'm
artists
flexing
of the
my
day.
pinky right now to see. Yep, there it is.
I did it too. I did it too.
Yep.
Chat, flex your pinkies.
All right, chat. Flex your pinky and then look.
Oh, I can see
underneath
it.
your
No
wrist.
way. It's real.
Told you.
That's so weird. I didn't know I had that.
You
I didn't
know
know I
what?
had that.
I bet you the sculptor was like looking at his arm one day, and like did that, and he was like, "Huh." I was like, "I bet no one else has sculpted this yet."
I'm not saying that an artist has to be at the level of a Renaissance master. I'm just saying when they understand anatomy and how it works. And okay, another body part that is very nice when you actually see it done right, but isn't usually done. The back.
Hmm.
There's actually a lot of detail in the back, but it's usually just shown as, you know,
Right. You just draw the Dorito
white
with the
square.
line down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause there's a lot of muscle and bone back there moving around.
Yep. And also feet. One of the reasons I hate, well, no, hear me out. I hate a lot of feet artists these days because they exaggerate it without actually capturing what the foot looks like.
Mm.
Whereas, again, with feet, both the bottom side and the top side, there's a lot of detail in there. Little tendons and stuff, but the feet that we get these days is just, well, we all know what it looks like.
Well, pack it
Yeah.
up, boys. We have reached feet topic. I think this is peak
And
YouTube
on-
content right here.
And on that note,
And on that bombshell, terrible disappointment.
We got to feet. All right. I'm gonna let me do this.
I'm of course
I'm gonna
now
give you
moving my foot around and watching how it changes.
I'll give you my tier list so far. Before we get to that, I think would it be perhaps? I guess we're discussing this live. Since we're only like a little bit in, and I know you had some time constraints today, Amelia, so maybe it might be best to do a part 2 of this.
I think so. I mean, this is
Just
peak
to-
content.
'cause,
We gotta milk this as long as we can.
Dude, we can milk this for like 10 more hours. It's so we're so back. But yeah, I think we can do more. So we'll keep this tier list. I'm not necessarily saying you need to keep you can just recreate it afterwards if you close your browser.
I think it
But yeah, we'll
remembers.
continue and we'll do some sorting and all that nonsense. I don't know what your timetable this month looks like. I don't know how busy you are, but well,
Next stream.
We can discuss
pro-
offline.
hopefully we can find one for you that's not super late at night.
Probably sometime in July. June has been
Oof, okay,
crazy busy.
we're thinking a couple weeks.
Yeah, I was
Well,
working. I was picking up night shifts at one point. So
Oof.
The 4th is coming up. We might be able to do something over the
Yeah,
long
what about America Day? How's that look?
I'm figuring out my plans for that weekend, but I do get
Keep us posted.
extra time off that weekend, so
Sweet.
I think it'd be a good place to fit it in. So, all right. Well, we've got one furry containment. We got catapult where she belongs, and right now we have a sort of normal looking distribution plus the
It's like-
wolf girl column.
Okay.
Uh,
I've posted my tier list so far.
Oh yeah, let's.
If you'd like to share with chat,
Bring that
you can see
in.
where
this
Million
in
and I
statistics
difference.
is what we would call a fat tail bell curve. much like Provence.
Oh,
Hey.
I like your tier list here.
I had a bit of fun with it.
Or Tomimi.
Oh, I might have to steal some of these tiers.
That's good.
I was thinking about it overnight, and I was like, okay, I got some names for the tiers.
All right. Here we go. Here's squirrels.
We do actually have some differences already, so
Exists. Pretty neat. Would drink with other best girls. Mofuzone, best girl.
like that's the highest praise I can give Margaret. Is she's not quite province tier, but
But it is quite a fluffy tail.
she's pretty fluffy. So good for her. She actually does beat her sister, and I like Maria. She's great.
We haven't.
I like Margaret better.
Millie hasn't seen their aunt yet, has he?
Oh, Sophia? No, he hasn't. Well, I'm only doing it in the same order he is, so we'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
I actually quite like Auntie.
Exists does kind of capture the feeling I get for a lot of the C rank characters.
It's yeah, it is a rank.
Yep.
Like that's for me the one that's going to have the most characters in it. Is just exists probably. It's like I don't have positive or negative opinions necessarily. They're just kind of there. They fill in the roster.
So
Like, as much as I like Lizard, like she
something
exists.
funny about the exists rank, the only two that the only one that I actually use is Meteorite, and that's mostly in IS mode.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I completely forget that I have Chen on the roster.
I forget about Chen a lot, I'll be honest. She's level 1. I should. She's actually decent with her module. But
The offensive battery thing is really nice. I just keep forgetting that she exists.
it's a chronic issue. So anyways, I think for the next stream, we will probably be picking up with Granny, actually.
Kuro says Unk is best,
Nice.
Neural. Yes, we agree.
Yes. Uncle Wagey is best.
He will lay the foolish ambitions of the foul tarnish to rest.
He is king of Lanedale. But anyways, yeah, so we'll start with the haunts next time, I guess. And that might be in 2 or 3 weeks. Ish.
The haunts is a haunt. Haunts of cons.
The haunts of haunts.
Oh yeah, Granny is right there. Oh, and what's her face? I have this character. I can't remember her name.
Swire.
Not Swire.
Swire. Glaucus?
No, the Sarkaz.
Oh, Flamer. Huh? Or
Which-
Not as cool as Mudrock.
yeah, he's kind of a dweeb.
Another one that I don't have.
So yeah, next up we'll start off with Granny. We'll save the tier list. Chat, if you would be so kind. And if you do it in the same order as us, that would be super duper as well. You can make your own. Perhaps we can get some of that heckin' YouTube engagement out of this.
Make sure to click the like button.
Don't you say that on my channel.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
I shall go flagellate myself immediately.
Yes, but come up with your own tier list, and we can all wonderfully together compare once we finish this grand experiment. Because I want to see what you guys think as well.
Oh, I see some good characters coming up.
We're
I
gonna
wish you in like several rows down, but
yeah, we're gonna get some really good ones. We're going through the entire launch roster still until we get to the 3 stars. So
And most of them will.
because
there's
there's definitely some characters on here that I like that we did not cover in design analysis. Like I see Deep Colors on here, Estelle, Bee Hunter. Yeah, there's some good ones coming
so
up.
we can do some analysis stuff.
All right.
we can do a little bit of that. We can do a little bit more tier listing.
This tier list. We'll just drag this tier list out till this time next year. Like design
There's like
analysis.
380 characters, so
It'll be design analysis, but I won't show the characters on screen. You just got to look at the little portrait and be like, "Yep, I know what that character looks like."
Which,
Yeah.
based off of based off of our track record, means two more streams this year.
At least.
All right. Hey, I sometimes have free time.
You do sometimes. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, chat, eagerly please await the next exciting iteration of Arknights character tier lists. It's going to happen. Maybe within the next month.
July's
Yay.
a little free. All right. Take care, everybody.
We'll see you guys on the flip side. Happy Saturday. Make your tier lists. Please be ready to share with us.
Until next time. And happy Father's Day to any dads in the audience. Call your dads.
Call your dad.
Call your dad.
All right, later.